upholstered in orange and brown and festooned with noisy French children playing cards. When we arrived at the Gare du Nord, the sun was setting and the streets were still warm from the heat of the day. As we emerged from the station, the smell of desiccated dog shit wafted up from the pavements, and the dizzying miasma of human urine hung in every dark corner. A few years later, this would be a thing of the past, not because people had stopped pissing in dark corners, or because they picked up their dog's excrement, but because Jacques Chirac, the long-standing mayor of Paris, set up a proud drone army in fluorescent green overalls, which daily sprayed the pavements with dirty water from the Seine, leaving a whole new olfactory imprint on the city. My girlfriends caught the metro to their youth hostel, and I went in search of a call box. Florence was not in. I left a message on her answering machine, then I called the only other number I had in Paris, the number of Florence's old flat. Laurent, of course, answered. Allô? Hello, Laurent. It's Lucy, Florence's sister. Ah, Lucy, how are you? Are you coming in Paris? However good his English would become during our years together, he would always cling on to that quaint Gallicism, welcome in Paris. I am in Paris. I'm trying to get in touch with Fly, but she's not answering her phone. It's a long weekend. She's probably out of town. Why don't you come here? Where are you? 15 minutes later, Laurent pulled up outside the Gare du Nord in his improbably small car, a navy blue Fiat 500, leaned across and opened the passenger door. I climbed in, and he kissed me on both cheeks, or more accurately, on each corner of my mouth. Then we sped off up into the cobbled streets of Montmartre to his flat. The last time I'd come to Paris, Laurent had taken me out to dinner, after cleverly informing my sister that he fancied me. We had sat in a cramped restaurant on the Ile de la Cité, and he had spent most of the evening talking about his ex-girlfriend, Aurélie, who had just left him for somebody else. Laurent explained that out of the sack, Aurélie had bored him, but that in it, she was unsurpassable. I suppose that he was deliberately throwing down the sexual gauntlet, but all this news did was terrify me and cause lasting damage to my self-confidence. What he didn't mention at the time was that his erotic infatuation with Aurélie had driven him to spend most nights hammering on the door of her new lover's flat, just like a character from one of the many Nouvelle Vague films that Laurent would later encourage me to watch as part of my instruction in French culture and consciousness. While Laurent made me a plate of spaghetti with Gruyère, I tried Florence again. She was back home and eager to see me. I ate the spaghetti and accepted his offer of a lift across town. Driving in Paris, even before I passed my test, has always been a pleasurable experience for me. I've never had a problem with yielding to traffic coming from the right. It's just a matter of getting used to the possibility that at any moment a car might shoot out at you from the most insignificant side street, crash into you, and then hold you responsible. This puzzling rule, which has thwarted so many English motorists, was in fact adopted by the International Automobile Convention in Paris in 1926, confirmed in Geneva in 1949, and then again in Vienna in 1968. Known in English as near-side priority, this diverting ritual, so deliciously contrary to common sense, is nowadays suited only to the Parisians. That evening, Laurent's own approach to this rule consisted of gaily tooting his horn at each intersection like Noddy on speed. It was his way of warning everyone that he had no intention of conceding priority. The multitudes of reasonable roundabouts, which have since sprung up all over France, testify to the sad demise of this idiosyncratic driving rule. The other distinctive feature of the Parisian motoring experience is, of course, the Place d'Étoile, a huge roundabout with Napoleon's Arc de Triomphe in the middle, involving 13 avenues, each one holding right-of-way. The étoile has been written of endlessly as a symbol of French chaos. There are, in fact, rules that are redolent of the game chicken.